We've got 3 4-mark questions for the physical geography this week. So relatively straightforward, hopefully a nice little intro to the stuff you've been doing on hazards. Remember, in a 4-mark question, so this applies to all 3 of the questions you got this week, you want to be trying to make 4 distinct points. So 4 good quality, strong, detailed points. It's going to vary, obviously, from question to question, how you structure that. But try and make sure that you're going into depth and detail about the processes and landforms that you've got questions on for this week. The first question, outline the relationship between magma plumes and plate movement. So magma plumes, you remember, refer to those hot spots beneath the crust. They are areas of the mantle with very high heat energy. Hawaii is a really good example of a magma plume, or somewhere that sits on top of a magma plume. And we know that the hot spot, the magma plume, is stationary, but the plate is moving over the top of the hot spot or over the magma plume. So you want to think about trying to explain that process and how plate movement interacts with magma plumes. And as I said, Hawaii is a really good example of a place to kind of contextualize your thinking about that. Second question, outline the process of slab pull in relation to plate movement. Now, slab pull is not a process you'll be familiar with from work you've maybe done at GCSE. You probably taught that convection currents are the thing that moves tectonic plates, and that's partly true, but there are other processes. One of those is ridge push and the other is slab pull. So in this question, you want to get into a bit of detail about how does that process of slab pull work? Where's it happening? Why is it happening there? What's the plate doing? How does that move the rest of the plate along with it? Think about really trying to tease out all of those processes that are happening. Final question, focus on landforms rather than processes, but outline the formation of deep sea trenches. So deep sea trenches, or ocean trenches as they're sometimes called. Don't confuse these with ocean ridges. So we're not thinking about constructive plate boundaries here. We are thinking about destructive plate boundaries and subduction zones. So think about trying to explain how those processes at a destructive plate boundary lead to us getting this long, narrow depression that runs parallel to the plate boundary. Go back and have a look at your notes for these things. That will help you clarify some of these processes. And as ever, get in contact with your geography teacher if you're not sure about what you should be doing.